Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Math in Minutes. So today we're going to be learning about what percentages are. So percent just literally means per 100. So this is the symbol for percentages right here, and it's basically where we're dividing a number by 100. Here we can see that there are some tiles here, and there's 100 white tiles in this case. And out of those 100 tiles, there are 36 of them that have been shaded in black. So this means that 36% of the tile square has been shaded because there are 100 white tiles, and we're dividing 36 by 100, so it would be 36%. So we have these three stages here, which is the fraction, decimal, and percentage. So in the fraction, we know that we have a numerator and a denominator, and we're basically dividing it. So if we have 3/4 as a fraction, we're just basically dividing 3 by 4, which is 0.75. Now we see here that 0.75 is the decimal. If we divide by 100, this moves the decimal 2 places to the left. And finally, if we have a percentage, we multiply by 100, move the decimal to the right by 2 places. So this is three types of problems that are most common percentages. And this is the part, whole, and percent. So number one is that if we have to find the percentage in a problem, we usually divide the part by the whole and we multiply by 100. If we need to find the part, then we have percentage divided by 100 and we multiply by the whole. And finally, if we have to find the whole, then we divide part by percentage divided by 100. So this is how we're going to be applying the triangle. And let's start with this question here. 18 is what percent of 60? So in this case, we're finding the percentage part of this triangle. And we already know that we have 18 and 60 here. So using the formula, we just divide 18 by 60 and we get 0.30, which is 30%. So 30 would go in this orange part here. The second question is that we have to find 25% of 80. So we can just multiply 0.25 times 80 and this will give us 20. Another easy way to find this out quicker is that we can simplify 25 over 100 into 1/4 and multiply by 80 and we get 20. So 20 would come into the blue portion here. And lastly, we have to find out what 84 is 35% of what number. So we're technically finding the whole part here. So we would do 84 divided by 0.35 and we would get 240. So measuring change over time is where percentage change is equal to the new percentage minus the old percentage divided by the old percentage times 100. So if we have an increase here, there's two types of percentage problems as well. There's a percentage increase and a percentage decrease. So if, for example, we see that there's 50 and it increased to 65, there was a 15 increase, right? So this means that since we know that it increased by 15, we divide 15 by 50 and we get 0.30, which is a 30% increase. Another example is the percentage decrease. So if we had 80 and we went to 68, we decreased by 12. So we would do 12 divided by 80 equals to 0.15, and that's a 15% decrease. So now we have the pro method, which is that we are multiplying the percentages. So if we increase by p%, we multiply by 1 plus p divided by 100. And if we decrease by p, we multiply by 1 minus p divided by 100. So for example, if we have increased 250 by 12%, we would do 250 times 1.12% because since we have 12% here and we're applying the increase by p formula, we would add 1 to 12%, which is 0.12, and we would do 1 plus 0.12, which would give us 1.112. So this would give us 280. Example 2, if we have to find, if we are reversing it, then we'd have new is 560 after 12% increase. So this would be 560 divided by 1.12, and we get 500. So, for example, if we have the discount problems, these are the most problems where we see percentage increase and decrease. And these are discount problems. So, if the discount is 20%, you pay 80%. Because usually you're paying 100% of the price, right? If you have a discount, which is 20% off, then you're paying 80%. Step 2 is that you have to convert 80% into 0.80. And we see here that the original price was $45. So we would multiply 45 times 0.80 and we get $36. So you would be paying $36 instead of $45. So another real world example of where percentages shows up is the receipt. And for example, if we have the item price, which is 40%, and the tax is 8%, then we would multiply 40 times 0.08 or 40 times 1.08. And the tax was $3.20, and our subtotal would be $43.20. If we had a dinner bill right here, and the dinner was $25, and we gave an 18% tip, we would multiply 25 times 0.18, and the total we paid is $20.50. So these are the speed hacks here, and these will help you find percentages really fast. So if we divide by 10, we move one decimal to the left. If we divide by 100, we move the decimal 2 places to the left. If we find 10%, then we divide that by 2 here. If we find 10%, then we have to find 5% and we add them. And if it's 25%, we divide by 4. And if it's 50%, we divide by 2. Because 50% is half and 25% is 1/4 of 100. These are some common mistakes in percentages, and the first one here is called sequential discounts. And what happens here is that when people have 2 discounts, they often add it. So for example, if we have 30% off and 20% off, it is not 50% off because you have to apply the 30% first, and then 20% to the new number because you apply 30% to the original object that you're paying 100% for, and then you would add the 20%. Step 2 is, the second mistake is the wrong denominator. So the percentage change is the change divided by the original, and you never divide by the new number. Finally, the third mistake is the decimal hop. So you never multiply by the whole percentage number, and we always convert it to the decimal first. For example, we don't multiply 50 times 25 in a percentage problem, but instead we would multiply by 50 times 0.25 or 50 times 1/4. So these are some test questions here that you can try doing. So these are the first set here. And these are really easy ones. So for example, let's do the first one. We have to convert 0.35 to a percentage, and that's just 35%. These are some other questions as well, and these are just the word problems that we just went over. So these are the cheat sheets here, and this will help you solve some percentage problems like discounts, percentage increase and decrease. And these are all the tactics to help you find percentages more quicker. And that's it for today. Bye!